The struggles of the Hartleys. The Hartleys' small home in Maplewood was quiet, but not peaceful. Thomas Hartley, a hard-working father, sat at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of unpaid bills. His wife, Sarah, gently rubbed his back, trying to offer comfort, though her own heart ached with worry. Their children, Lily and Ben, played quietly in the corner, unaware of the weight their parents carried. Life had been hard for the Hartleys. Thomas had lost his job months ago, and Sarah's hours at the local clinic barely covered the essentials. "I don't know how much longer we can keep going like this," Thomas murmured, frustration and despair in his voice. Sarah reached for his hand. "We'll find a way, Thomas. We always do. We just have to hold on. For the kids." Outside, the sky darkened with gathering clouds, as if echoing the uncertainty inside the Hartley home. But little did they know, a miracle was about to enter their lives, one that would change everything and remind them that hope can appear when least expected.
A miracle appears. It was a chilly Sunday morning when Lily, the youngest Hartley, ran excitedly into the living room, her small hands clutching a tiny bundle. "Mom! Dad! Come quickly!" she cried. Thomas and Sarah rushed in, hearts pounding with curiosity and worry. There, in Lily's arms, was a tiny, shivering kitten, barely old enough to open its eyes. Its soft mews tugged at their hearts instantly. We can't take care of it," Thomas said cautiously, worry still in his eyes. "We barely manage ourselves." Sarah knelt down, touching the kitten gently. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe this little one needs us, and we need it too." Despite their doubts, they decided to care for the fragile creature. They fed it, warmed it, and watched as it began to respond with tiny purrs. For the first time in weeks, the Hartleys felt a spark of joy, a small light in their otherwise dark days. Over the following days, the kitten seemed almost magical. It comforted Lily when she was sad, played with Ben, and even seemed to brighten the spirits of Thomas and Sarah. The household, once filled with anxiety, began to hum with laughter and warmth once more. It was as if the universe had sent them a gift from heaven, a reminder that even in the hardest times, hope and love can arrive in unexpected forms.
A gift that changes everything. Weeks passed, and the tiny kitten, whom the children named Angel, grew stronger and more spirited. But it wasn't just the joy it brought. Unusual events began to happen around the Hartley home. One evening, Thomas returned from a job interview, feeling discouraged. The position seemed perfect, yet he had been rejected. Frustrated, he slumped into his chair. Angel jumped onto his lap, nuzzling him as if offering encouragement. Suddenly, Thomas noticed an envelope sticking out of the kitchen counter. Inside was a letter from another company, an invitation for a second interview he hadn't expected. Surprised, he felt a renewed sense of hope. It's like Angel brought this to me," Thomas murmured, stroking the kitten gently. Sarah noticed similar occurrences. Bills seemed to be resolved just in time. Neighbors offered help unexpectedly, and opportunities appeared when all seemed lost. The Hartleys began to feel that Angel wasn't just a pet. The kitten was a blessing, a tiny guardian that had entered their lives at exactly the right moment. Even the children felt the change. Ben's schoolwork improved mysteriously after Angel sat by him while he studied, and Lily's confidence grew as she nurtured the kitten daily. Through Angel, the Hartleys realized something profound. Miracles might come in small, simple forms, but their impact could be life-changing.
A trial of faith.
One stormy night, lightning struck a nearby tree, causing a power outage that plunged the Hartley home into darkness. The wind howled and rain battered the windows. Lily and Ben huddled together, frightened by the sudden chaos. Thomas and Sarah tried to calm the children, but anxiety gripped the entire family. Then Angel appeared, running across the floor, meowing insistently. The kitten jumped onto the windowsill, pawing at the latch. Curious, Thomas got up and noticed the window wouldn't close properly. Had the storm worsened, the wind and rain could have caused serious damage to the house. Quickly, Thomas secured the window, preventing disaster. Sarah looked at Angel, awe in her eyes. I think this little one is more than a pet. Angel is watching over us." The storm passed, leaving the family shaken but safe. That night, as they gathered in the living room, Thomas and Sarah hugged their children tightly. "Miracles," Thomas said softly, "aren't always grand gestures. Sometimes they come as little gifts that protect us when we need it most." The family felt a renewed sense of gratitude. They realized that Angel had brought them not just comfort, but protection, hope, and a reminder that life could still hold surprises even in the darkest times. For the Hartleys, the tiny kitten was a true gift from heaven, a symbol that love, care, and faith could make miracles happen in the most unexpected ways.
A life transformed. Spring arrived in Maplewood, bringing warmth and new beginnings. With Angel growing stronger, the Hartleys began noticing even more remarkable changes in their lives. Thomas received a job offer at a company he had admired for years, one that not only provided financial stability, but also allowed him more time with his family. Sarah was promoted at the clinic, giving her confidence and security she hadn't felt in months. But the most surprising change was in the family's hearts. Where worry and despair once ruled, love and gratitude now bloomed. The children laughed more freely, and the parents smiled with genuine ease. Angel seemed to sense every emotion, curling up with whoever needed comfort the most. Neighbors noticed the difference too. People who had once been distant began stopping by, sharing meals and offering help. It was as if Angel's presence had extended beyond the family, spreading warmth and kindness throughout the community. One evening, as the Hartleys sat on their porch, watching the sunset, Thomas whispered, "I can't believe how much our lives have changed in just a few months. It feels like a gift we weren't expecting, but one we desperately needed." Sarah nodded, holding his hand. "It's more than just a gift of luck or timing. Angel brought us hope, love, and the courage to keep believing. This little miracle changed everything." And as Angel purred softly in their laps, the Hartleys realized the truth. Sometimes, the smallest blessings hold the power to transform lives forever.
Faith in the miracle. One afternoon, while the children played outside, Sarah noticed Angel acting strangely. The kitten ran toward the woods behind their house, meowing urgently and pacing near the trees. Curious, Sarah followed, calling out to Lily and Ben. They found Angel sitting near a small hidden creek, meowing at a tiny bundle. A baby fawn tropped in the mud, struggling to free itself. Thomas rushed over, carefully helping the frightened animal. "If we hadn't come so quickly, it might not have survived," he said, wiping sweat from his brow. The family worked together, supporting one another as they rescued the fawn and brought it to safety. Angel stayed close the entire time, purring as if proud of the outcome. That evening, as they returned home, Sarah held the children close. "Do you see what I mean?" she asked. "Angel isn't just a pet. This little miracle reminds us that life can bring unexpected gifts, and it's our love and faith that help us make the most of them. Thomas smiled. His eyes reflected gratitude. This family, we've been given a second chance at happiness, and it's not just because of luck. It's because we've opened our hearts, trusted each other, and embraced the miracles around us. The Hartleys realized that faith, love, and hope were intertwined. Angel's presence had shown them that even the smallest beings can carry the greatest miracles, teaching them to trust, to care, and to love more deeply than ever before.
A miracle unfolds. One sunny morning, a local reporter stopped by the Hartleys' home. Word had spread about the family's tiny miracle, the kitten Angel who had rescued a fawn and brought unexpected joy to the Hartleys. The reporter wanted to write a story about the family and their miraculous pet. At first, Thomas hesitated. "We don't need attention. This is just our family's life," he said. But Sarah smiled. "Maybe sharing this story will inspire others, show them that miracles can come in the smallest packages." The article was published in the local newspaper, and soon donations, offers of support, and kind gestures from the community poured in. A local charity offered to sponsor the family's plans to expand their home and garden, giving the children a safe place to play and learn. Even more unexpectedly, the attention led to opportunities at work for Thomas, at the clinic for Sarah, and the children received invitations to participate in local events and programs they had never imagined. Sitting together one evening, watching Angel play in the yard, Thomas said softly, "I never thought a tiny kitten could change our lives so much, but here we are, happier, closer, and stronger than ever." Sarah nodded, hugging him tightly. "It's more than just luck. It's love, faith, and the little miracles that remind us life has a way of surprising us, sometimes when we need it most." Angel curled up in their laps, purring as if in agreement, a living symbol of hope, faith, and the extraordinary power of small, unexpected gifts from heaven.
Embracing joy. Months had passed since Angel first appeared in the Hartley home, and the family's life had transformed completely. The house, once filled with worry and silence, now rang with laughter, music, and the soft purring of their little miracle. The children, Lily and Ben, thrived in school and in their social lives, inspired by the lessons of kindness, care, and responsibility that Angel had taught them. Thomas and Sarah found new energy in their work, strengthened by the support and opportunities that had unexpectedly come their way. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the family gathered in the backyard. Angel leapt playfully among them, chasing a ball of yarn, while the children giggled and Thomas and Sarah held hands. This feels like the life we always dreamed of," Sarah said softly. Thomas nodded, smiling at the sight of his happy children and the little kitten who had changed everything. "We've learned that miracles aren't always grand. Sometimes they're small, gentle reminders of hope and love, and they have the power to transform everything around them." Even Angel seemed to sense the harmony, curling up on Sarah's lap as the family shared a quiet moment together, filled with gratitude. The Hartleys understood that life's greatest gifts often come when least expected. With faith, love, and open hearts, they had received a gift from heaven, one that reminded them every day that miracles, no matter how small, can change lives forever.
The greatest gift. One crisp autumn morning, as the Hartleys were preparing breakfast, a knock came at the door. A representative from a national animal welfare organization stood there, holding a certificate of recognition for Angel. "We've heard of the miraculous acts your kitten has performed, saving the fawn, bringing hope and joy to your family, and inspiring the community," the representative said. "We would like to officially recognize Angel as an honorary community guardian." The family was stunned. Tears filled Sarah's eyes as she hugged Angel gently. "I never imagined that such a tiny being could touch so many lives," she whispered. Thomas knelt beside the children. "See, kids, miracles can come in any form, even the smallest, quietest ones. Angel has not only changed our lives, but the lives of everyone around us." Lily and Ben smiled, hugging their parents and Angel tightly. "We're so lucky," Ben said, his voice full of wonder. That night, as the family gathered by the fireplace, they reflected on the journey that had brought them here, the struggles, the small joys, the acts of courage and faith, and the endless love that had kept them together. They realized that the true gift from heaven was not just Angel, but the renewed bonds, hope, and happiness that had blossomed because they opened their hearts to love, kindness, and miracles. For the Hartleys, life had been forever changed, and the tiniest miracle had left the largest mark on their hearts.
Forever changed. Winter had arrived in Maplewood, dusting the streets with soft snow. Inside the Hartley home, warmth and laughter filled every corner. Angel, now a little larger but still full of energy, darted between the children, chasing shadows on the walls. Thomas and Sarah sat together, watching their children play, hearts overflowing with gratitude. "Do you remember how dark things felt just a year ago?" Sarah asked softly. Thomas nodded, holding her hand tightly. "I do. And now, look at us. We've been given a gift that changed everything. Not just a kitten, but hope, love, and the courage to keep believing." Lily ran up, her cheeks rosy from the cold, carrying a small drawing of Angel and the family. "Look, Mom, Dad, we drew Angel as our guardian angel." Tears welled in Sarah's eyes. "It's perfect, sweetie, just like Angel has been for us." That night, as the family gathered by the fire, Thomas whispered, "Sometimes life gives us miracles in the tiniest forms. We just have to notice them, care for them, and let them teach us how to love more deeply." Angel curled up in Sarah's lap, purring contentedly. The Hartleys understood that miracles were not just events. They were the love, hope, and joy that bound them together. From that day forward, the family lived with gratitude and wonder, always remembering the little gift from heaven that had transformed their lives forever. Their hearts, once weighed down by struggle, were now light, full of love, and open to the miracles still to come.